Aloha, I am Richard Melendez, and this is The Thought Balloon on ThinkTech Hawaii. The Thought Balloon is where I share reviews and discuss other topics related to comic books and graphic novels. Now, what if extraterrestrials invaded the Earth, but they barely even acknowledged us? No spaceship landings, no hordes of inhuman ground troops overrunning our cities. Just one day, these aliens made their presence known by placing towering, cylindrical monoliths at various locations around the planet, crushing anything that happens to be under them. And that's it. No laser light show, no hard-fought battles. It wouldn't be unlike a human driving a fence post into the ground. The lives of thousands of ants would be devastated, colonies destroyed, and we'd barely even notice or care. That is the premise behind Trees, an ongoing comic book series written by Warren Ellis and illustrated by Jason Howard. We never see the forces behind these trees, as these giant monoliths are called. Were they placed there by a higher intelligence? It's quite possible that the trees are actually the aliens themselves. We don't know what they are, what purpose they serve, nor why these trees are placed where they are. They're enormous, they're unmoving, they're immune to anything humans have thrown at them. Some are in remote locations like the Arctic Circle. Others are in the middle of major cities like New York. With no rhyme or reason that we can comprehend, we're left with a look at the citizens of this planet just trying to live their lives in the shadow of these ominous trees. Trees, the series, is composed of several small story arcs that follow various characters around this tree-filled world, picking up 10 years after landfall. In this time, the trees have scarcely done anything, and their purpose remains unknown. Among the characters we follow are a young artist in China struggling with his identity as he finds his own voice in an artist colony located at the base of one of these trees. We see the girlfriend of a gang leader in a small Italian village as she makes her power play for something bigger and better. And we watch a scientist at an Arctic outpost. Perhaps he's slowly going insane, or perhaps he's on the brink of discovering something useful about these trees. Other locales include Rio de Janeiro, Mogadishu, and Orkney, Scotland. Each of these settings and individual story arcs makes for a richer and more textured world. The history of what transpired over the last 10 years unfolds slowly, with hints dropped during conversations and by brief PTSD-like flashbacks, while the mystery of the tree's continued presence deepens. There's a sense of dread through each of these individual stories. They would be captivating on their own, even without the omnipresent trees serving as an undercurrent. But that extra element is both subtle and earth-shattering. It shapes the very world that they're in. Everything is tinged with a sense of anxiety, unsettling dread, and resignation. If you're old enough to have lived through the Cold War, you'll understand the sensation. For that fact, similar threads run through this post-9/11 world of ours. Just a sense of powers beyond our control, shaping our fates, and the feeling that the world could end in the blink of an eye, and there's little that we could do to stop it if it came down to it. Warren Ellis is a prolific writer who often tackles hard science fiction, but occasionally ventures into horror, techno-thrillers, and yes, even superheroes. He knows how to balance current scientific theory and the extraordinary with current events and relatable characters and settings. This ability again shines through in Trees, where he keeps the stories grounded and relatively low-key, despite the scale of the changes around the characters. Like many science fiction stories, Trees takes place on an Earth a notch or two removed from our own reality. And like good science fiction is often wont to do, it asks some familiar questions, albeit in a slightly different way. Trees takes us beyond the standard inquiries of, are we alone in this universe? Or would we win against an alien invasion? Trees plainly shows us that no, we are not alone. And no, we can't win. They're here, and there's nothing we can do about it. Despite our best efforts, we are merely ants trying to remove a fence post. We are insignificant. Unsettling, thought-provoking, and captivating, this is the world of Trees. The series is only 11 issues in, and the first 8 have been collected in a single volume for easy consumption, so it won't take much to get caught up with the story thus far. And I highly recommend that you do. Thank you for watching The Thought Balloon on ThinkTech Hawaii. I am Richard Melendez. Until next time.